I left my purse on the front seat, locked the door, but they smashed the window and stole it. When that happens to you, it's the worst feeling in the world.
A dozen car burglaries in Sarasota yesterday, how you can avoid becoming a victim.
Plus, why some charter schools still are not sure how they'll protect their students come August. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Our top story tonight, Sarasota police investigating at least 12 reports of smash and grab burglaries yesterday. In city limits, vehicles were broken into at Bird Key and Babe Ruth parks and at Marina Jack. And in Longboat Key, another 2 burglaries near the beach. Police are considering them all to be related, and all 12 were reported between 4 and 7 p.m. ABC 7's Taylor Toragano is live at Marina Jack now. Taylor, what are police saying about this recent string of crimes?
Good evening, Jacqueline. Scott, for those who don't know what a smash and grab burglary is, a person or a criminal, in fact, will see a valuable item in your car and quite literally smash the window to grab it. Now, believe it or not, this happened at least 10 times here and at 2 nearby parks yesterday, but no one saw or heard the people or person responsible. It appeared to be a mom takeover at Marina Jack Thursday, many rolling their little ones in strollers to the park.
I come here probably 5 times a week.
Needless to say, they were all shocked to hear how many thefts happened just hours before in this parking lot and in 2 others at Babe Ruth and Bird Key parks.
It's really scary. I leave a lot of stuff in my car all the time. I'm going to the office and, things for the kids, and I have a truck, so I'm leaving things in the back of the truck. So yeah, I have to be more vigilant, I guess.
Sarasota police are unsure of a dollar figure for the property lost, but did say the items stolen ranged from coach purses to cell phones and even laptops.
Unfortunately, these criminals saw them right there on the front seat, smashed the window and grabbed them. And so we really want to hit home, and we really want to remind folks the city of Sarasota is a safe place. Our crime rate is low. However, these are crimes of opportunity.
Meaning if you do the following, you can protect yourself.
Hide your valuables in your trunk before you park your car. Take your valuables and hide them under the seat. Take them out of plain view if you even have to take them with you. The don't, leave those high dollar items at home so this doesn't happen to you.
To some, even the baby, it may sound obvious.
Leaving your stuff on the chairs in your car is pretty much advertising for people.
But you'd be surprised. Do you ever leave valuable stuff in the car?
Yes, I do. I do it, but I usually evaluate where I'm at.
Now Dan Byler realizes no place is safe, remembering a German phrase his mom always used to say.
Stell dich nicht an. That means don't set yourself up.
And remember, it doesn't take long for a criminal to act. So even if you're running inside the grocery store to grab a gallon of milk, bring those valuables with you. I'm live at Marina Jack. Taylor Toragano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Some great advice. Thank you, Taylor. While Sarasota and Manatee County school districts iron out the details in their school security plans, some charter schools still are not sure what direction they'll go in to protect their students when classes begin in August. In Sarasota County, the Sheriff's Office has started training school guardians. So far, 8 out of the 14 charter schools are electing to go with the Guardian program. The other 6 schools are still undecided. Sheriff Tom Knight says these guardians are not teachers, but other staff members already on the campuses. They'll go through 144 hours of training and have to pass several exams before they'll be signed off as guardians. Sarasota Military Academy is one of the schools electing to go with those guardians instead of school resource officers.
What it comes down to essentially is that financially it's not feasible for the academy, for the other charters. We are looking in the future for a variety of resources that are made available so that we can have an SRO on each campus.
In Manatee County, the Sheriff's Office is not currently training any school guardians. According to the Sheriff's Office, none of the charter schools have decided what they'll do yet for security going into the school year in August.
A follow-up now on the search for a homicide suspect. The Gold Star Club of Manatee County is now offering a $5,000 reward for information in a deadly shooting outside of a Bradenton bar last weekend. Gabriel Condi was shot and killed during a fight outside of Tommy Knockers. Along with the Gold Star Club reward, Crime Stoppers is also offering $3,000 for information that leads to an arrest. Anyone with information is being asked to contact Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number listed on your screen. That is 866-634-TIPS.
In the wake of a series of shootings in North Sarasota, police will again hold a Stop the Violence discussion tonight in Newtown. Law enforcement have responded to at least 7 shootings in Newtown since May 8th, 17 since the beginning of the year. Chief Bernadette Tapino will focus on 5 primary areas to stop gun violence: legislative initiatives, mental health, education, community engagement, and prevention.
What we want to do is we want to work with the community, have them help us identify the individuals that are actually committing crimes and that are carrying guns illegally.
At tonight's forum, you'll have the chance to learn what's being done to stop the violence and give your feedback as well. It runs from 6:30 to 8 o'clock tonight. Also happening this evening, it's your chance to follow the Sarasota Police Department as they patrol the streets. Police hosting another Tweet from the Beat event starting at 8 o'clock tonight. They'll take you behind the scenes of their night shift patrol on Twitter. To follow along, look for @SarasotaPD on Twitter.
Well, you could certainly feel the heat outside today if you got a chance to step outdoors. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, a hot one today. The feels like temperature right now 94 degrees, actual temperature at 87. We have a west to southwest wind at 8, and that has been a rather consistent wind flow out of the west southwest, and that really allows that sea breeze to go further inland. And even during the morning hours, it's very light as far as that wind goes, and the dew point temperature pretty close to average, 73 degrees. Now, the showers that you see here are all pushing off to the east. Basically, they are releasing a little bit of outflow boundary. Once in a while, you'll see another shower pop up to the west of the storms, but everything's away from the coast right now, and it looks like it'll stay that way too through the evening hours. Now, later tonight, there could be 1 or 2 coming back toward the coast, but not much going on. This is really much quieter than it was last night at this time. And you can see I-75 looks to be clear right now. There is a couple of boundaries spreading that way. 1 or 2 lone showers could pop up along I-75, but not much going on. Rainfall estimates from the Doppler radar site showing once again inland storms today, although Northport did get a little bit more rainfall near Port Charlotte, stretching up toward pretty close to East Venice, but not much going on there. As far as the winds go, they'll be very light for the next 24 hours for that matter, as high pressure is pretty much right over the top of us. We will see a little bit of an east wind overnight, but for the most part, that east and northeast wind will quickly switch around to a west breeze in the late afternoon. Now, we'll have much more in our forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Well, ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now. Richard, good to see you. And
welcome back.
Thank you. And a bit of a tale of 2 markets.
No
today.
question. It's been that way all week, and the Dow was up 130 points today, but not at the close. In fact, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has actually been down 3 days in a row, while, yes, the NASDAQ and the S&P have been up 4 out of the last 5 days. The NASDAQ setting records almost every single day, and certainly today was a very, very strong day for the NASDAQ. So if your portfolio is full of Dow stocks, not so much. If you have all those famous FANG stocks, you had one heck of a day. Let's take a look at the numbers as of the 4 o'clock close. There you see the Dow is down less than 26 points, only 0.1%, but that is a down arrow, closing at 25,175.31. That on volume of 906 million shares. The NASDAQ, again, the star of the show, up 65 points, more than 0.8%. Closing at 7,761.04. That on volume of 2,334 million shares. The S&P followed the NASDAQ, not the Dow. The S&P was up by 0.25%, not quite 7 points, at 2,782.49. Well, look out below. Those were the words probably heard today at a very well-known company that owns a lot of men's stores. How about Joseph A. Bank? Yes, that's one. And Men's Wearhouse. They're both owned by Tailored Brands. You may not realize it, but Men's Wearhouse actually bought Joseph A. Bank in 2014, changed their name to Tailored Brands in 2016, and today the stock fell by a whopping 21% in one day after the company said that business going forward does not look to be as strong as they had originally anticipated. And when you fall 21% in one day, that hurts. Just no other way to say it.
Maybe men aren't dressing up as much. I don't know.
I don't know about you guys.
Well, you've got some great information coming up, Richard, on the new tax law, right?
Exactly. We talked about it the other day, but let's talk about it again. We've got a digest here that talks about the changes in the tax law for 2018. There are a lot of people who just simply don't have a good handle on it yet, and we do have a way for our viewers to simply write in or call in and get it. If you take a look, I think we'll have it on the screen right now. It is the Stern Group at rwbaird.com. Again, the Stern Group at rwbaird.com, or you can call our office 941-906-2838. We'll be happy to send it out to you and maybe answer some questions. There's an awful lot of confusion out there about the brand new tax law.
Okay. Richard, thanks so much.
A pleasure.
Coming up, the debate over the Colony Resort on Longboat Key now over, but some residents are not giving up the fight to save their property.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Hargan will be back with your weekend forecast, plus new findings on consequences of binge drinking in your youth, the heightened risk you get as you age.
By Sunset Cadillac.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh man, I love technology. Check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
After nearly 8 long years, Longboat Key finally has the go-ahead to demolish all but one building of the Colony Beach Resort. This after a ruling by a state judge late last night in favor of the town's plan to tear down the abandoned resort. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly is on Longboat Key right now and shows us why some residents are not giving up their fight to save their property. Jackie?
Scott, I'm here in front of the Colony Beach Resort where the town says next Friday the demolition process will begin. However, some residents are still hoping that they'll be able to preserve their beachfront property.
Town officials with Longboat Key say that they are happy the long debate is coming to an end after a ruling to start demolition came in yesterday.
Well, we're pleased that the judge recognized the emergency conditions that exist out on the site, and our interest is in the town's and citizens and visitors' health, safety, and welfare.
However, the attorney representing Colony Beach Resort residents says he's surprised the judge agreed that the buildings have these emergency conditions.
There was some evidence of termites, but no evidence of structural damage as a result of termites, to give you one example. The judge also made a big thing of the fire hazard of the buildings, but the only testimony was that they could catch fire because they're wood.
Lobeck says it's the condo board's duty to repair and maintain the buildings, but when residents tried to step up and repair it on their own, they were not allowed.
Clearly, the condo association has major liability to my clients once their irreplaceable buildings are demolished, and that's one place that we're turning towards next.
An evaluation report of the remaining building, which has 3 units, is set to be complete by an appraiser, engineer, and a contractor by Friday. A St. Regis Hotel and Residencies development is set to go up after demolition is complete.
Now that attorney who's representing those residents says that he respects the court's decision and it's time to fight other parts of the battle. He says that he's hopeful with more time to say his case, he'll be able to preserve that beachfront property. Reporting live in Longboat Key, Jackie Kelly, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jackie, thank you so much.
Well, it was a hot one out there today. It really was. I thought so anyway.
Yeah, we got 3 more months about that. I was just thinking, we got July, August, September, and then October we start to see the cold fronts come down and cool us off a little bit. So we're slowly getting used to it too. It's not quite as hot as you can normally get during the summer when the water temperature's up in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. But here's a water shot this morning. Casey Key webcam. Pretty calm out there. Flat, calm seas as a result of a large area of high pressure, which is at the surface and the mid-levels of the atmosphere. I want to put the map in motion. You can see a few showers out there in the Gulf due to the land breeze that developed. We get a east wind overnight, typically in the summer, and that sometimes can cause a little convergence setup. We saw a water spout pop up near Egmont Key earlier this morning. In fact, a couple of them reported by some mariners out there. And you can see the frontal boundary lying to the north of us right there in the satellite imaging. Clearly some heavy weather across parts of Georgia, stretching down into the panhandle of Florida, all the way over to Louisiana tonight. And that's suppressed this high pressure ridge right over the top of central Florida. And with that in mind, the winds stay typically light around the center, and that's what we're seeing. Just the interaction of the sea breeze front and the land breeze will be the impetus for showers and thunderstorms to develop. A lot of moisture down south of us now, near the Keys and off into the Gulf of Mexico. Shouldn't have a big impact on the weather. It is bringing some high cloudiness our way. We will once again see a chance for a coastal shower tomorrow morning, and it looks like most of the activity now winding down, although the outflow boundary from this storm earlier is generating 1 or 2 lone showers right there near I-75, near Ellington, also one near Mayaca City. Just one lone shower there. As far as the day planner goes, as I said, there's a chance for a shower in the morning along the coast. Temperatures will warm into the upper 80s, typical, and then a few scattered, mainly inland storms in the afternoon and evening, and then working their way back to the coast late in the night. Now you can see that from the futurecast. We'll start off 7 a.m. You can see 1 or 2 showers depicted here by this forecast model, and some clouds out there in the Gulf of Mexico. As we move through time, by 9:30 they start to move inland, and we start to see a little bit more development in the interior portion of the state, and that's a result of that west wind, and most of it will push off to the east. Again, similar conditions expected for Saturday. That high pressure ridge still lined up right over the top of us with showers and storms developing along the sea breeze front in the afternoon. The rain chances aren't all that high on Saturday. They're a little higher on Father's Day at 40%, and we have a little dry air right there in the north central portion of the state with some moisture coming up from the tropics across South Florida right now as far as the water vapor imagery is concerned, and it looks as though this tropical system doesn't have much chance of developing now. The area of low pressure is out into the southwest Gulf of Mexico, and it's a small area of low pressure and is expected to move off to the northwest in time. In fact, the Hurricane Center has dropped it now to 10% chance of developing over the next 5 days, no chance in the next 2 days, as it's being encountered by a lot of shear in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Currently, it's sunny, it's 87, but feels like 94. Winds out of the west-southwest, and the pressure still pretty high, and pretty quiet weather across parts of the Ohio Valley, stretching off into the central and south central plain states, but some big storms firing up near Iowa. 94 the current temperature in Kansas City, 90 in St. Louis. So if you're visiting from Kansas City in that area and you're down here in Florida, you're saying, wow, we're in a cooling trend here in Florida. Highs tomorrow in Kansas City, 96 degrees and 88 in Chicago. Well, here's the forecast then for boaters tomorrow. Really not much going on with the exception of a few isolated showers in the morning. And then we'll see a 30% chance on Friday and Saturday, highs right around 90. It'll feel much warmer. And then 40% chance for scattered storms on Sunday. That shouldn't scare you off too much as far as outdoor activities goes. And then 30 to 40% chance right through Thursday of next week. And temperatures into the mid-70s for lows. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Let's check First Alert traffic. Some backups in downtown Sarasota as you head west on Fruitville Road between 301 and 41. And then 301 also slow going as you head south, right past that Fruitville and before you get to Fruitville. 301 slow going heading south. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, teenage girls who regularly binge drink may fail to reach their peak bone mass. That's all according to new findings published in the Journal of Studies on Alcohol and Drugs. The study found that those who regularly binge drank in high school had lower bone mass in the spine. That is even when accounting for factors such as exercise, nutrition, and smoking habits. The consequence of not reaching your ideal bone mass, a heightened risk of developing osteoporosis years down the road. Well, let's face it, the best part of a work meeting or gathering is often all that free food, but that yummy treat may also be adding some unwanted pounds. New research by the CDC found that the most commonly selected items at work are coffee, soft drinks, sandwiches, salads, pizza, and baked goods, a diet that could be 1,300 calories alone, sometimes just from a single snack. The study did offer a couple of solutions to employers to promote more wellness in the workplace and incorporate healthier food and snack options in vending machines. Coming up a year later, 911 calls released from a deadly plant explosion, plus a moment to celebrate the jumping competition capturing our hearts.
Like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
It's been a year now since a deadly explosion killed 5 people at a milling plant in Wisconsin, and now for the first time we're hearing 911 calls from that tragic night.
I need help right now. The whole entire thing exploded.
Dashcam videos showed deputies arriving just behind volunteer paramedics, law enforcement racing to a building still in flames, those trapped still calling for help. It would take investigators months to determine faulty equipment caused corn dust to ignite, leveling parts of the facility. 5 were killed, 14 others hurt. Didion Milling was fined more than $1 million for that explosion, and the plant is being rebuilt with plans to reopen in 2019. A search is underway in Georgia for a suspect who fled from deputies and crashed into a river, and the entire chase recorded by a dash cam. Police say the chase started Wednesday morning after a deputy ran the tag for a truck and noticed it did not match the vehicle. The suspect then took off at speeds of more than 100 miles an hour. The chase continued until that suspect drove the truck right into a river. Deputies say they believe the driver jumped out of the truck and then took off on foot. A search for that driver is still underway.
Well, this video may be the cutest thing you'll see all day. While visiting the bear exhibit, 5-year-old Ian started jumping in front of the glass, separating him from a bear when it jumped into the water. Incredibly enough, the copycat bear made his way over to the glass and started jumping along with Ian. Ian's dad says the two enjoyed a 10-minute jump session, and you can see they both got a little winded by the end of it. Well, coming up at 5:30, how an abandoned home is becoming a danger to other homes in a Venice community. Plus at 5:33, how the city of Sarasota is going to pay for new security cameras. Those stories straight ahead.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
isn't it? Why
Is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to a premium finish. Schedule your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or go to californiaclosets.com.